you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
For a great community feel and great pizza, go to Southpaw's Perfect Pizza in Albany, Oregon. For more information, go to southpawspizza.com. And for excellent home inspection services, call Davis Home Inspection in Albany, Oregon. For more information, go to davis1.com. Good morning, everybody. I am so glad it's Monday. It's a new week. I'm so excited. You know, I've always been that way. A lot of people don't like Mondays. I love Mondays. I love the new opportunities that lie ahead for the new week. So super excited about that. I had an excellent weekend. Just talking with my wonderful guest, Emily Harman, who's on with me again this morning. We're going to have a great chat about living the life you love and self-care. But before I bring her on, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you all being here. And again, I had a great weekend. I hope you did. Had my son and daughter-in-law to visit for a few days. And anybody who watched my Thursday show, I did it live from the airport. And it was a great show with Tim Sohn on Thursday. And, you know, just great to live life and to be able to do great things this weekend, just spending time with family. It's such a great thing. So appreciate all of you taking your precious time to tune in and watch today. Thank you. I appreciate you all so much. Remember, I'm Russ Hedge. For those of you that don't know, I am an inspiration specialist. I'm a marketing coach. I am a keynote speaker. I love to speak. If you can't tell that already, I love to meet people, connect with people. Actually, you can connect with me quite easily. Go to russhedge.com. That's right, russhedge.com. And you can connect right with me. And I will even throw that up on the screen here. I think I can do that as I'm talking. That's the whole thing is, can you do it while you're talking? That's the whole thing. So yeah, go to russhedge.com. There you go. And you can connect with me through any of my social media, through my email, my phone number, or you can schedule time directly on my calendar to meet with me. I would love to Zoom with you and meet with you, or we can do a phone call or whatever. That would be great. I would love to get to know you. So again, russhedge.com is a place to go for that. And don't forget, I'm the author of Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. Let's all try that together. Ready? Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. Got to have that head tilt there. Love to be able to share part of my life and what I'm all about in book form. It's available on Amazon or all online booksellers. If you're in the local Oregon, Southwest Washington area, you can even get it at bookstores. I even have another upcoming book release signing this month I'm super excited about. So anyway, I just appreciate you all. And if you're able to pick that up, that would be awesome. So I think that's enough about me this morning. I'm going to move myself around here and get ready to bring Emily on because she's ready. She's always ready. There she is.
Hi, Russ.
Hey, Emily, how you doing?
Good.
Good. You have such a big smile every time you come on. You just have like this gigantic smile. So, you know, I think that always makes people feel better right off the bat. In fact, there's a bunch of people already commenting this morning because you're on.
Oh, it's nice to have. Hi, Tim. You interviewed Tim last week, and I'm going to interview him this week, this Wednesday.
Yeah.
On my,
What
on
a
my
great
podcast.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I look forward to that discussion. Hi, Sherry.
We're blessed to have some great friends, and I'm blessed to have you as a friend. This is you are the creator of me doing part 2, 3, and 4 of my,
I
because
know.
I really love to stay within a time for morning for people to listen. But then the discussion, there's just so much more to talk about. So we just keep moving on. And it's great to have Cherie here this morning also. That is so great. Matt's in the house. Hey, Matt, how's it going? Alex is
Matt,
here. Appreciate Alex this
Alex,
morning.
good
Yes.
morning. My
Tim is,
daughter's in Colorado, in Denver. I miss
oh,
her.
really?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, he is a Colorado guy for sure. Tim is just busy sharing the love this morning. Appreciate you so much, Tim. So anyway, listen, we're going to get things rolling, but you and I were having a discussion before we came on about some time away. I had a great time with my family this weekend. You just had some great time away camping and doing some things. It's important for ourselves. If we want to live the life we love, and if we want to do the things we want to do, we have to take care of ourselves, and that requires some time for ourselves. So you love camping, don't you?
I love to camp, and I've been 3 times already in the past 6 weeks. So, like every other week, I've gone, and it's a little challenging because I've got things I want to do here too at home. But and I sometimes actually this is what I did it when I used to work for the Navy too. I bring this big bag of like books I'm going to read. I'm going to really go over my to-do list again. And that just sits in the car when I go camping. I don't look at it, but it takes me. Hi, Jason. Your episode came out this week, and I'm going to have to advertise that on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Um,
Jason's great. I got to say hi to Elise too, here from South Africa. Thanks for
oh,
joining,
awesome.
Elise. Yeah, go ahead.
So anyway, yeah, I have. It's sometimes it's hard for me to get away. I have this list of things I want to get done, but I also know it's important to get away, and so I bring stuff with me, but then I really don't do it. So it just takes leaving. You just have to leave. You just have to do it, and then and then I can relax. And I love camping in my tent. And last time, I don't know what happened, but I broke my tent pole, and I'm like, I am not going back home. And so my tent looked kind of funky, and I'm sure people thought, she doesn't know what she's doing. Her tent's not upright, but it was a little saggy, but it was still fun.
Oh, that's so great. It's interesting. What I loved camping with our family. You and I were talking about that. The recent fires we had in COVID, I was telling you that during the last year burned down the areas we used to go camping. Actually
Yeah.
burned down the city where I used to go fishing with my dad. It burned down the entire city, and little places up in the mountains. It was really hard. I mean, because those were memories, childhood memories, family memories. But you know what? We can continue to create those memories because we can move forward. Yes, those things can be tough, but we can continue to move forward. And yes, camping, you don't let a little broken pole or things like that bother you. You
Well,
just keep moving forward. You keep making things happen, right?
one time I went with a girlfriend. This was probably in 2013 or 14. And we got there up at the Kakakaton, I think that's how you pronounce it, mountains, where the presidential retreat is and everything. We were camping up there. Our first hike of the day, the next day was going to be 18 miles, and it started straight up. And anyway, so we're getting everything set up. And I realized I forgot the tent poles. We didn't have the tent poles. So for 2 nights, we slept outside under the stars with no tent. Luckily, it didn't rain, but it was so nice.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I guess it
Well,
was better to have a broken tent pole. And then when I was a single parent, I used to take my kids camping all the time. And we went on the Naval Air Station at Patuxent River, Maryland. We would go camping, and it was convenient because it was like 15 minutes from home. And if they had a soccer game or they had something on the weekend, a birthday party, I could still take them. But we camped out. It was for me a way of just not seeing laundry that had to be done, dishes that had to be done, things that had to be dusted. It was just a kind of a really nice way to get away. And my son turned into a 7-year-old every time I went because he just loves playing outside. And so it was a good way to bond with the kids.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is because you kind of get away from stuff. You
Yeah.
get away from all the noise of life.
Mhm.
And as you know, I said in the first chapter of my book, we got to fight through the noise all the time because there's so much going on around us. You and I could talk about camping, fun stuff like that forever. But let's turn it just a little bit. Same subject, but about you really wanted to talk a little bit about self-care today and how that works into living the life you love.
Yeah.
And it's not just getting away, but it's really taking care of yourself. So go ahead.
It's taking care of yourself, every day. I'll just give a couple of examples. One thing that I do with my clients is I ask them through the whole time that I'm coaching them to declutter. And I just did that this weekend, even though I moved from like a 6-bedroom house at one point down. Now I'm in a 2-bedroom condo, and I'd love to get even smaller, but um, there's always stuff to kind of go through and get rid of. And I did that this weekend, and my whole mind feels so much clearer having done that, having organized some stuff, having filed some paperwork, having gotten rid of some stuff. And so that's a form of self-care in my mind. And that's something I ask my clients to do. And as you declutter your home and your surroundings, you notice that it kind of declutters your mind and you start to stress less. It's a lot of stress seeing stuff that you feel like you should be putting away, or you need to get to it, but you never do. So I don't know if you do that, Russ, if you declutter.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's funny because I was going to turn to the page in my book where I talk about decluttering your life and decluttering your mind. You and I are just like we were born fused at the brain, I think. No, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100% that we need to declutter both exterior because I find that if I don't keep my desk clean and the things around me, I am completely befuddled and discombobulated in my day as opposed to having things a little bit more tidy. Same thing in our brain. I mean, if we let the clutter of social media and all the different online stuff and everybody around us, I mean, there's so many voices that clutter our mind that we need to work on. And that is helping us, yes, with our self-care, with our health. Because when our mind is cluttered and we are really out of sorts, then it's not good on our health either.
Right.
Yeah.
And so something else I wanted to share, which has to do with, I know a lot of times you and I say, everyone should get a coach. And so I want to get a little, your dad's always decluttering. That's good, Tim. I want to get a little specific on, where a coach has helped me in terms of decluttering. So a couple things. One is, hi, Rob. One is, my kid's dad, who I've shared before, passed away in 2019. He had a lot of clutter. He hoarded a lot of stuff. And I thought when we divorced, I'd never have to deal with it, but I helped the kids clean out the house. And so I could just see how that kind of weighed on his mind. But he couldn't do it. So there's a lot of times, there's an underlying issue as to why you can't get to something. So for me, I'm typically fairly neat, not the neatest person. My roommates from the Naval Academy would tell you that. But one thing that I've noticed lately is I like to read a lot of books, and I'm in some coaching programs where we go through books and I highlight them and I think, oh, this would be something good for a social media post. And then I kind of get overwhelmed. And then after a week, my couch and my coffee table are covered in these books. And I have a really, really, really hard time putting them away. So I'm like, fine, coach is supposed to help you figure out the underlying reason for things. Usually when you talk to a coach about an issue, the issue you're talking about isn't really the issue, it's something deeper. But a lot of times we can't see it in ourselves. So I talked to my coach about, why are all these books laying around? I just don't get it. And a coach also helps you discover the answer within yourself. They don't tell you the answer. So it was a long session, so I'm not going to get into what we discussed. But the bottom line is, it comes down to whether or not I trust myself. I leave the books out because I don't trust myself to go back and catch what I highlighted and make a post out of it. So what we decided is I have a little notebook where I keep a lot of my papers together, because I used to also write on sticky notes a lot, and I'm trying to eliminate that. So I have one notebook. And so I have a section in my notebook now where I can write the title of the book, the page, and kind of the topic that it's about. So if I ever wanted to write a post, let's say about self-care or something like that, or about awareness, I could go back to that book and pull it out, but I don't need to leave it laying around. I just couldn't figure out why I couldn't put the books away. I know how to do it. Put them on the dang shelf. But that has been something that also I did at work. I would leave things, and not that I had to save everything, but I would leave things out so I would see them. And it comes down to trust of myself. So there's an example of how a coach really helped me see a blind spot that I couldn't see. And that's what coaches do.
Yeah, I think that we all have those blind spots, and it's coming to the realization that we don't see everything in ourselves. We don't see everything anywhere, but especially within ourselves. It's so much easier for me to suggest things to you and you to suggest things to me because we see it more clearly. We tend to definitely kind of wall off things in our life, and we don't look at them and really take care of them like we should. And yes, a good coach is awesome at doing that. I have a couple coaches that work with me on that as well, and really kind of nail down some of the areas of my life that I need to refine and work on, because it's important.
Yeah.
If we don't take care of ourselves, how can we take care of others? One thing too that's beautiful is by working on the challenging areas in our life, we are becoming better so we can help our clients and our friends and our other people with the same kind of challenges. I always tell my clients, a lot of the things that I'm helping you with, I deal with too, and I work on.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real, right? Tim, radiating real, there we go. That I'm working on areas where I need to listen better. I need to take care of myself better. I need to do things better. Then I have firsthand experience to be able to say, hey, here's some things you might not have thought of. And I noticed this in you because I have the same issue.
Yeah. And so deep down, it was bothering me subconsciously. I'd see these piles of books. And I knew I was having trouble putting them away. I know it's really easy. Pick up a book and put it on the shelf. But it wasn't that easy for me, and I couldn't figure out why. And so now I look in there and my couch is cleared off, and so is my table, and it feels so good.
Yeah.
That's another way of decluttering my mind. And that's another thing about.
Well, self-care takes on so many different areas of your life. And I think that sometimes people feel selfish based on when they're thinking of themselves, but you have to realize you still are wanting to reach out and help others and do things for other people, but you've got to take care of yourself first. It always comes down to the same old analogy on the airplane. I mean, it's overused, but it's so true. And that is, if you don't put your oxygen mask on first, how are you going to help anybody else? You're going to be passed out. So if you don't take care of yourself first, how are you going to help the other people around you? And I think that self-care, when it comes to your mind, when it comes to your health, when it comes to your focus, when it comes to just so many things about yourself that you kind of need to get together, get in alignment, take good care of yourself. Then I always, when I really feel like after my morning routine and I have everything together and I move in to deal with something or someone, I feel so much better because I have taken the time to make sure that I've taken care of myself first.
Yep. That's the title of my chapter in this book. It's put yourself first.
Hey, there you go.
I didn't do it for so long and it felt selfish, and, I had kids to take care of, and, so there's quite a few chapters. People wrote chapters in this book, and it's step into the spotlight to expand your influence and attract more clients. But it's not just for attracting the right clients. It's just for like stepping into your own spotlight, stepping into the spotlight for you, putting yourself first. So this is a really good book if anyone wanted to get it. It's on Amazon.
Let's make sure and get that link into the comments.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll put that in the show notes too, so we have that in two places. So everybody needs to get the book that Emily wrote the chapter in. All right, get on board here. As soon as we get that up, go to Amazon, order it.
Mm.
So good. Well, listen, I think that you and I have continually had this ongoing discussion. Live the life you love. I have, live the life you choose. Same thing. I mean, same
Mhm.
thing. Living a life, I mean, unless you choose a horrible life, I guess that could be possible, but that wouldn't be a good thing. So let's get past that. Anyway, no, but we really it's all about choosing and people's mindset. And I think this comes back to this whole self-care thing too. You got to have the right mindset about what's going on in life. You've got to be really thinking about why you're doing things. Don't you? I mean, a lot of times people aren't, I'm big on purpose and why. If you don't know why you're taking care of yourself and doing those kind of things, I guess that would be an issue. That whole nother issue we'd have to deal with. But when you know why you're taking care of yourself to make sure that you are all in alignment, in good health, in good shape, focused on life and what's going on, then you are so much better for
Yeah.
everybody else. So much better.
A good coach is somebody who's, invests in themselves and is also being coached and is also doing and working on the things that they're helping you with. And I guess it never stops because guess what? Today, an 87-year-old man signed up for one of my coaching programs.
That is so awesome.
It never ends.
87.
You're always working to
Ooh,
improve yourself.
yes, that is awesome. Well, I think that people with that mindset is so awesome. People with the mindset of that it never ends. We are lifelong learners, right?
Right.
We
Right.
are constantly learning, we're constantly growing. And I think that's so important. People need to know that. It doesn't matter if you're 20, 57 like me, or 87 like the gentleman who signed up for your class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, when I first started working with one particular coach, after we resolved one thing, I thought, oh gosh, I'm done. This is great. And then there's always something else. It's like when they say it's like peeling back the onion, it really is like peeling back the onion. And one thing I'm learning is things that happened to us way in the past can impact our relationships today. And for example, I was married to somebody who was verbally abusive, and um, I had, around 37, I had to leave. And sometimes when I'm in relationships now, just with a friend or a boyfriend, I find that I react not the way my aware 58-year-old self wants to react, but I react the way my 37-year-old self in an abusive relationship reacted, which isn't helpful to the current, a current relationship, I guess I'd say, without giving too many details. I like shut down because that person's going to hurt me because that's what happened when I was married. So that's something else that is part of self-care, is increasing your self-awareness. And then I'm working on forgiving that 37-year-old Emily for putting up with what I put up with. And just forgiving her and bringing her into my heart so that it's not that she doesn't get triggered by new relationships now. So
Yeah.
that's something else that I'm working on, just sharing, things that you can work on with the coach. And it's hard to face it sometimes. It's painful. I see Mike Potterano on live talking a lot about the painful stuff, but in the end, it's how you heal. And
Yeah.
I'm working with this coach because I want to learn to feel again, and I want to heal because I was always too busy and asleep, meaning not awake enough and self-aware enough to even do it. So I'm not like blaming my former husband or, I'm working on me. It's not about anybody else. It's about me. And
Right.
that's a form of self-care too, working on yourself.
No, I completely agree. I mean, we have to continually do that. If we're going to be growing we're going to be changing no matter what. We have no control over that. It's what we do with that change. It's what we do with the challenges in life. What do we do? Do we let it go, as Russ John says, or do we hang on to those things that hold us back? Those are the things that hinder us and keep us from growing, keep us from moving on.
And sometimes we're not aware of those things, of what they are. Like,
Yep.
it didn't really, I got into a disagreement with somebody and it didn't really hit me. I mean, working with the coach, I understood more now why something triggered me. So sometimes it's not as easy as just saying, I'm just going to let it go. Sometimes it's something that you have to better understand and work through in order to move forward. That's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And what I mean by letting it go is, I guess, letting it have a grip on you, because we have to work through those things. We have to be able to overcome. You're right. I mean, there's challenges. They're difficult. I mean, and I understand what you're saying. And I agree. We just make those choices each day, what to do with those things. And you have made such beautiful choices. You've done such great things with your life. I think you are, what'd you say? You're 38? You're 38 and you're doing great. There you go. And it rhymes. Hey, all right.
58. But it's just, we're always a work in process. And I really enjoy being on your show, Russ. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're so awesome. I appreciate that. You are so used to my show. You know it's time to wrap up.
I know. I looked at my clock. I'm like, oh, I know Russ is going to wrap up soon. Help him end on time. Thanks for all these people that watched.
Yeah,
great audience. I'll be live on Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern with Tim Sowen discussing his journey with leukemia.
Don't miss that. Don't miss that. Make sure to go back and watch the episode from last Thursday if you missed it. A good share of these people were on during the episode, which is great. But yeah, definitely tune in Wednesday for Emily's episode. Man, a great show. Great show. Appreciate all that you do, Emily. And you're just a great friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Russ.
Okay, see you in a minute. Hey, everybody. Wow. I mean, I could go on and on and on with many of the people that are here today, too. I have so many good friends. Thanks, Russ Johns. Thanks, Rod Statham. Thank you, Tim Sohn. Thank you, Cherie. Thank you, Elise. So many great people. New other people just joining for the first time. Appreciate that as well. We just really want to be able to add value to your day and bless you. And you know what? It all starts with living the life you love, choosing that, taking care of yourself, self-care, so that you can go out and you can make a difference in the world, in the lives of others. And I think that Emily is a great resource if you need more information on that. She's going to put all of her contact information in the chat, and we have all that in the show notes. And I didn't give her a time to actually say it. So she'll make sure to get all that stuff in there so you can go in and click directly on links. And like I said, I think we have a lot of that in the show notes already. So please get in contact with her. Please buy her book. She's putting the link for Amazon in the comments as we speak. And we will make sure and continue to push that, because I want to make sure that you're able to be blessed by that and bless her by buying a copy of the book. So there you go. Hey, listen, thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. Remember, we are here every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, smiling, laughing, bringing joy to life, trying to add value to you, trying to help you to live the life you choose and the life you love. And I'm just so grateful for this community, grateful for each one of you joining in. And until we talk to you again, oh, one more thing, almost forgot again. This Wednesday, my Wednesday show, The Experience Live with Russ and Scott, we have on Justin Guarini from season 1 of American Idol, along with Raquel Boris, there you go, of Rack Vision. And they will be a dynamic duo Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. This Wednesday with my co-host, D. Scott Smith, my good friend. It's going to be a great day Wednesday as well. So now, until we see you again, have a great day and a great life. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.